What's up, everyone? Check this out. Okay, so it is May 29th. It is 8:56 p.m. Um, this is in regards to the debate that me and Maximilio Dolden or Maxi Dum Dum. Sorry about that. My dogs are here. So yeah, the debate that we had and how he lied so much. And right now, I'm just gonna totally destroy him, like completely destroy him using mainstream science. Okay, so first of all, this is the online training pre-exam for tech math. So in order to become a journeyman like I am, you need to have tech math. You need to have algebra 1, algebra 2, and geometry is a given because it's always given in between algebra 1 and 2. And you also have to pass entry exams on math in order to qualify, just to apply. Okay, so you guys want to go ahead and look that up and try and get to my level. um So, what we're going to talk about is atoms, science, quantum mechanics, and the shape. How they keep crying about the shape of Earth, because in my view, we're just on existence. It doesn't matter. Like this whole thing about like, is it a shape? Is it a dome? Like no, like we are on existence, but existence is shapeless. Okay, and the reason why I'm saying this is because of the fundamentals, the smallest parts, the smallest bits. Okay, you guys need to look up information theory. Okay, look up information theory, and you'll see. I'm gonna start exposing a lot of where my mentality comes from. So yeah, look up information theory and look up bits, and you'll understand why we have bytes in data and computer stuff like that is because of bits of information. A a byte is just a bunch of bits of information, and literally comes down just to a bit of information. So if you want to sell information, so you want to sell information, right? You want to sell it in school, you want to sell it into a university, or you want to sell it wherever you may want to sell this information. If you cut it down to bits, you can actually quantum. Okay, you can actually quantumize exactly how much you can make off of bits. Okay, so moving way back into time, because I've always told you guys that you should always start in the origins. Do not start in the current or the most latest information. Always go to the most oldest information that you can find. Um, in school they taught me that. Okay, an electrical training institute, and one of the major books that literally is inside my head, other than the uh, um um Shannon Claude's information theory, is Wilbert's De Magnete. And that's easy to remember because it's a magnet, basically. That's what it says. But so what we're going to talk right now about in that book is we're going to go over the atom. Okay, because atomism, before it was adopted into science, it was part of natural philosophy. And atomism has always been a cult. So we're going to go over how this is going to piss off a lot of Globers, especially those that believed Maxi Dum Dum. So here we go. Uh, so these three concepts, William Gilbert's De Magnete, the fragrant smoke of incense, and the microscopic atom, represents a fascinating intersection of early physics, the scientific method, and ancient philosophy. Number one, De Magnete 1600, written by English physician William Gilbert. De Magnete is widely considered the first great work of modern experimental physics. In this foundational text, Gilbert, one, proved that the Earth itself acts as a giant magnet, the lodestone, which explains why a compass needle points north. Coined the term electric from the Greek word for amber to describe materials that build up static electricity when rubbed. Okay, three, clearly separate the forces of magnetism from static electricity. Electrostatic from electromagnetism from it was he's the one that actually um differentiated between those two. Number two, While the Magnete is rooted in Renaissance empiricism, burning incense was historically used as an analogy for how forces travel. Early philosophers struggled to understand how a magnet could attract iron across an empty distance without physically touching it. To explain this, they proposed the objects emit invisible streams of particles of effluvia, much like the fragrant, curling smoke particles of scent that waft through the air from stick of burning incense. Okay, atoms and effluvia. The idea that invisible particles flow from object ties directly into atomism, a philosophical school of thought originating in ancient Greece with thinkers like Democritus. Ancient atomists theorized that everything in the universe, included the magnet pool or the smell of incense, is made of tiny, invisible, moving atoms in empty space. The bridge, Gilbert, effluvia, or orb of virtue drew heavily on these early atomic concepts, proposing a universe filled with active matter that emitted and responded to invisible localized signals. Okay, so on a pause right there. I'm not going to go any further. You guys could look this up on your own, but let me tell you what happened. Okay, Gilbert was killed, like chilling in the church because he's a Catholic, and as he sat there, he wondered how long did it take for incense to reach him and so he started measuring that. He started measuring it. He started first at the altar, then he went back, and he did different experiments. Okay, because of that experiment, he proposed this whole he brought up atomism and proposed it into science, because at the time science had barely begun to become a form of employment. Before science, natural philosophy existed. You did not get paid to fucking practice science. All you globe tubers are fucking shit. Okay? Straight up. Okay? You did not get paid to practice science. You just practice it. And it was called actually natural philosophy. Science was invented because Isaac Newton and his buddies and this fucking asshole Gilbert all decided to have the church pay for this shit and then have the taxpayers cough up the money for these fucking experiments that proved God. All of this is to prove God. All of this is to prove the fundamentals of natural philosophy. Okay? I am challenging fucking Maxi Dum Dum on another fucking debate, because we're gonna go over this shit. We're gonna go over De Magnete. We're gonna go over the Principia, and we're gonna go over on heavenly spheres, and we'll even go over Einstein's bullshit cosmic religion. And we will go over all these books that are accepted as scientific writings. Okay? You have nowhere to run, okay, Maxi Dum Dum? This goes for Simandin. This goes for fucking MC Toon. Dude, you dropped out the third debate, bitch. And I'm here to fucking destroy you. ADHD Projects, you want a rematch? I'll give it to you. Anyone else wants to fucking debate me? We could do this. You guys have no fucking clue who you're fucking with. You know why? Do you guys even fucking science, bro?